What's up, everyone? Silas back again. And tonight I'm going to be talking with you guys about how abstinence, not complete abstinence, but avoiding self-pleasure has completely changed my life. And for the better, it has really made me have a different perspective compared to the way I used to think about things. I've been on this practice for about 2 to 3 years now, and my whole perspective on everything has changed. It really has. I mean, from my relationships to my family to my work to my friends to how I keep and spend my resources, how I carry myself, how I think, how I speak, how I act. It makes me more self-aware. I feel I'm more in the moment. And I'm less caught up in my emotions all the time because, it's my personal belief that as men, we shouldn't be constantly chasing our emotions and constantly chasing this physical need for pleasure, which is what it is when you're indulging in self-pleasure and you're indulging in adult material. It is sort of weakening you because you're just giving in. You're giving in to your urges instead of having control of them. There's something to be said for being controlled by something or being in control of it. If you are in control of it, you are much better off. And it's a slippery slope with adult material because it overstimulates our brain so much, and it's such an artificial thing that it puts us in a mind fog. Because you have, nowadays you have multiple intakes of stimulant. You have visual, audio, and the physical feeling of it, and then plus whatever you're seeing on the screen. It can vary, and really it's just constant exposure and desensitization to something that is actually very, very detrimental to mental health. There's been a lot of studies showing that it is very poor for the prefrontal cortex of the brain. It is hard to have motivation to go out and achieve things when you are constantly seeking out and performing self-pleasure. That's a whole thing in and of itself. As if you're not motivated to do anything, then you're not going to want to change. And it's really a deadly cycle because once you get dropped into it, it's hard to get out. And not only that, but it's right there, it's instant. It's right within our hands, palms reach, we don't really need to go out and put ourselves out there and, take the proper steps it takes to actually building attraction with another person and building a relationship with them. Everything has turned into this instant gratification type deal. And even with Tinder and things like that and casual hookups, those things are both detrimental to both sides. It causes attachment issues and detachment issues on both sides. And it causes it's an exchange of energy. Whatever you're doing, when you're having a physical interaction with someone, it is an exchange of energy. And you have to make sure that whoever you're exchanging energies with is someone who's going to be healthy for you, because a lot of times people get caught up and they start exchanging energy with someone who is completely unhealthy for them, complete opposite of what they, should have in their life. And so, what happens is people get lost in their relationships. People don't really know how to get out of something that has sort of intoxicated their life. So it goes deeper than just, the adult material and self-pleasure. Yes, here's some more benefits. Smoother skin, better focus, a deeper voice. I've been putting on muscle every single day. I've been reaching new PRs pretty much every day. It has fixed my appetite. I'm not hungry all the time anymore. I'm able to regulate when I eat pretty much automatically. I'm really good at telling when my stomach is full, and it just makes me pay closer attention to the things that I'm putting in my body, the things that people are saying to me, the things that I'm exposing myself to, the energy that I'm putting myself out there for, And I think that's very, very important, because that helps us to gain power in our own life. You know, we shouldn't be looking for control, but we should be looking for power within our own lives, and how we can harness our power to become stronger and better and more positive, you know, overall. You know, I don't want anyone going out and judging one another. And, you know, full disclaimer, like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking down to anyone, because everyone has a right to live their lives the way they see fit. You know, but these are just the benefits that I've noticed. And I know that it also increases your testosterone levels. It, you know, it really does change your life for the better, at least for me personally. It's given me more drive, more motivation, and there's also studies showing that it helps to increase fertility rates, which is very, very important for all of, you know, the people who, you know, are trying to have kids later in life, and not, you know, and not just like spilling your life essence everywhere. And that's the way I look at it, is like, it's your life essence. It's what makes you a man, you know? And if you're spilling that everywhere just for the sake of some internet pleasure and some e-thought trying to get you to spill your seeds so you can spend your money on her, or spend your time, your precious time and resources wasted away, you know, it's some self-reflection here. Like, we got to take some accountability and hold our strength up, because we as men are becoming weak to our pleasures and our immediate gratification. We can't hold back anymore. I see it everywhere, you know, and I would love to see people start to dig themselves out of this mental rut that we've gotten ourselves into. Like, you got to be careful. You know, maybe it's a little late for that for some people, but I'm here to warn the people who are, you know, who are still able to fix it, who are still able to kind of fix the damage that's already been done. Because I had to do the same thing. And it takes a lot of work. It takes identifying your urges. It takes, you know, self-control of the utmost strength. Like, it's been one of the hardest things I've ever done, having control of this urge. But it really has changed my life, and I feel totally different. So I would recommend it, you know, to the men who are struggling with finding themselves, finding a good place to be in mental health terms, you know, who are struggling with impulsive actions and pleasure seeking, and constantly, like, you know, eating junk food, doing drugs, you know, staying up late, playing video games all night. Like, those are all things that, like, they're basically drugs. Like, I hate to say it, just as much as weightlifting and healthy eating is a drug, like, those things are drugs too. Like, and, so you got to be careful of what you're doing, and you got to be careful of the things that you're exposing yourself to, because you never know what the long-term outcomes are going to be, the long-term effects. And you can destroy your brain. You can destroy parts of your brain, and you'll never get it back, because it's not normal, you know. People want to normalize it, but it's only been getting normalized over the past decade and a half, 2 decades, maybe. It's degeneracy. It's what it is. We got to be careful, fellas. You got to be careful about who you're bringing into your life, who you're exchanging energy with, and what you're putting your energy into. And protecting your own energy and not expunging it for self-pleasure, for short-term gratification, for essentially what is a drug hit, a hit of a drug, to keep us from wanting to deal with our reality. Guess that's all I really got to say about it. Watch your energy and be careful, because people will take it, and your seed has power, and if you give it to the wrong person, they can even use that power against you. They can take your own power and use it against you. Peace.